Hi, my name is Temidaya. In this short presentation, I will be showing you a unique pathway to relocating to Canada without having to worry about Ielts. Before I go ahead, do you know that the Canadian government has announced that they are in need of immigrants in order to boost their economy to make up for the pandemic loss? Now, do you fall into any of the following category? Ielts is stopping you from getting the required CRS score for your Canada relocation. Your age is stopping you from getting the required CRS score for your Canada relocation. Are you too young or too old? Your lack of work experience or the insufficiency of it is stopping you from the required CRS for your Canada relocation. Your educational qualification is not enough to get the required CRS for your Canada relocation. You are not able to get the required points for provincial nomination for any reason. Then this presentation is for you. Kindly listen to the very end. My name is Temidaya Orimogunje. I am a consultant specialized in educating people about travels. I have over 7,000 people who read my newsletter on travel. Many have relocated to Canada without writing Ielts in the past, but in recent times it has become a big deal. So, being moved by the NSAS protest and the reaction of the government to the need of the people, I contacted my uncle who is a permanent resident in Canada and who relocated without Ielts, without paying a kobo to an agent, and has helped many people. And we collated the information on how we can enlighten Nigerians who fall into the category I listed above, but have a desire to relocate themselves and their entire family to Canada, without falling into the hands of fraudsters who disguise as agents. And that is what brought about this video presentation. Now, a few points I must raise before I introduce you to this unique pathway to Canada. We all know that the most popular way to relocate ourselves and entire family to Canada is through the Federal Express Entry System and the Provincial Nominee Programs. Now, let's even assume that you got the required CRS point and was able to relocate successfully to Canada. On your arrival, you will be faced with two challenges. Canadian experience. Most employers in Canada would request that you have Canadian experience before they can entrust you with any form of responsibility in their organization. No matter how highly placed you were in your home country, it doesn't count with them. Canadian education. While you try to seek for a job to gain the so-called Canadian experience, it becomes expedient for you to enroll in a college or university, as the case may be, to be qualified to work in your primary profession, or if you decide on a career change due to how relevant and lucrative your career is in the environment you find yourself. So in summary, even if you relocated through the Federal Express Entry of the Provincial Nomination Program, you have to work and study to integrate yourself properly into the Canadian economy. And trust me, it is challenging, but ultimately it is worth it. Having said that, my unique pathway of relocating to Canada covers all the categories I mentioned before. That includes anything or everything that stops you from getting the required CRS score for immigration to Canada, while also taking care of the two challenges I mentioned earlier that all immigrants face when they arrive in Canada. Ironically, this pathway has the highest admission rate to Canada because it removes all the bottleneck of both the Federal Express Entry and the Provincial Nomination Programs. It is called the Study Pathway to Relocating to Canada. In fact, it is the easiest way to migrate with your entire family to Canada. It is not age dependent. Whether you are 50 or 18, you qualify to apply. The study can be either professional, academic, or vocational. Some institutions are for those with second-class upper and above. Some institutions are for those with second-class lower, third-class, or pass. Nobody is left out, not even without any form of higher degrees. As long as you have a secondary school certificate, you qualify. Isn't that great? When you are given admission to any of these specially selected institutions, your spouse, if you have one, is given an open work permit. An open work permit allows the recipients to work anywhere and for any employer in Canada. Meanwhile, you can also work while studying in these specially selected institutions. Then your children also, if you have, will be enrolled in high-quality Canadian schools for free from kindergarten to high school. And most people make this move to give their children that better opportunity. After the study in the specially selected institution, you will have access to up to 3 years open work permit, during which you can make your transition to permanent residence by taking advantage of all the available opportunity the Canadian government offers people who follows this pathway. Now you have the following. You and your spouse have the Canadian experience, your need for IOCRS points and integration to the Canadian economy. Remember, you just solved the Canadian Experience Challenge. You now have the required education to work in your desired profession with your previous international experience. Your current Canadian experience and Canadian education will be added to bits. Also, more points in your CRS. You also can have a job offer, which also gives you more CRS points. You're living legally in Canada, and that's called Canadian connectivity needed for provincial nomination. In summary, the study path approach offers you everything without leaving anything out, including integrating you into the Canadian economy. No wonder it is the most used pathway to migrate to Canada. So really, the end goal is key, becoming a permanent resident of Canada. The course of study doesn't really matter. What matters most is the end goal. Although, it will be wise to enroll in a course that helps you practice your desired profession in Canada, be it academic, professional, or vocational. Let's look at how my uncle used this pathway to relocate his entire family to Canada. Real name not used for confidential reasons. Chris realizes that due to his peculiar circumstance, he is not able to meet up to the CRS score of 470, which is the current threshold for immigrating to Canada through the Federal Express entry, since this score has remained this way for months now. Age is not also on his side, so he decided to check the provincial nomination since that's more relaxed. He checked and saw that the ones available demands that he has a Canadian connectivity, a family relative in Canada. Of course, Chris has no relative in Canada, so his hope was dashed. Then Chris bought an ebook on how to legally relocate to Canada without IELTS. So he applied to a postgraduate program in one of the schools in the ebook. Chris also knows that if he lives in Canada, he would easily scale through both the Federal Express entry and the provincial nomination. So Chris did not give up. He just wanted to give his children that better opportunity. Chris secured the admission, which also came with a scholarship. His wife also got an open work permit and they relocated to Canada. Madam got a job and Chris, while studying, also had a part-time job. The children were enrolled in Canada. 2 years after, Chris was through with his course. He applied for a work permit as discussed in the ebook and got a job. It was easy for him to get a job because he now has Canada work experience and a Canada certificate. He didn't need proof of fund because himself and his wife now have a job and are already living in Canada, and he has a Canadian education. Chris also took part in programs that the Canadian government has put in place to help immigrants transition to permanent residence. Today, he enjoys all the benefits of being a permanent resident with his family, and they are now working on obtaining their Canadian passport. Now, I have well informed you about these whole processes, but yet you still need someone to guide you through the whole process. Also, getting an agent can be very expensive and may not even be reliable. Now, let me introduce you to that ebook that Chris used that helped him relocate to Canada with his family without IELTS and without paying a kobo to an agent. This will guide you and take you through the step-by-step of the study pathway to Canada. The schools you are to apply to in Canada. In Canada, there are designated learning institutions you should apply to, also known as DLI, whose international students are eligible for an open work permit after their studies. These schools readily accept Nigerian applicants irrespective of their age. These schools also offer full funding for Nigerian applicants with second class upper and above. Schools to apply to if you have second class lower, third class or pass. You are also eligible if you don't have any form of higher education as long as you have 5 credits in your O-level, WAEC or NECO. These schools easily accept Nigerian applicants irrespective of their age. How to bypass IELTS or Toefl exams. Schools in Canada that demand proof of English proficiency, and this comes in form of IELTS academic, which is even more technical than Ielts for immigration or Toefl. But in this guide, you will see how to bypass this Ielts or any entrance exams whatsoever required to prove English proficiency, how to successfully apply to these schools and get a scholarship, how to successfully get a study permit through a unique process, how to get an open work permit for your spouse if you have any, how to successfully relocate your entire family to Canada, how to get your permanent residency in Canada. This ebook will take you through the step-by-step processes and documentation involved to land in Canada. If you are to go to an agent to help you with the information available in this guide, you will need around 1 million to 1.5 million. But you don't need anything close to that to get this ebook. Our aim is to help Nigerians with this information so many can have access to this opportunity and get a better standard of living without paying heavily to visa agents. But of course, we use money to gather this information. So we're making this guide available for as low as 20,000 naira. You are only one decision away from becoming a permanent resident in Canada. Start by getting this ebook. Congratulations once again for taking the best decision ever. Wishing you all the best and thanks for listening.